Hey guys, welcome back to WW Gaming. I'm Wade. Glad you joined me today. Not the best day in the world because I am reviewing a game that is quite possibly the worst game I've ever played in my entire life. Not gonna lie. It was painful to play. I felt physical pain while playing. Emotional and spiritual pain followed very shortly after. This is my review for Cory in the House for Nintendo DS. Cory in the House for Nintendo DS was released back in 2008, which is when I graduated high school. I'm just now getting around to playing it because I've been looking at the Metacritic user scores for this game, and people are freaking out over it. They've been freaking out over it for the past few years now. The reviews for this game will shock you. So let's go ahead and get into it. Before I give you my thoughts on the game, I'm just going to go ahead and read a few other people's reviews for it. Right now, it sits at a 9.6 on Metacritic. Yeah, 9.6. A triple threat of masterful storytelling, bleeding-edge visuals, and state-of-the-art audio. Without a doubt, the most impressive game I've ever seen. The graphic, story, characters have blown past the industry standard. As for why it's so vastly underrated, God will never know. To call this game... What? Oh, here we go. To call this a game would be a total insult to this work of art. It develops flawlessly, noting each character's importance in detail and without bloating the customer with unneeded information. The story should not be played, it should be experienced. The plot twists rampant throughout throw off the customer's attempt to guess the ending and keeps him or her hooked throughout. The emotion shown in the writing really hits you in the gut, as Cory's past is mentioned. 10 out of 10, work of art. Another person says, rarely does a work so groundbreaking and epic in scale exhibit such a visceral, searing arc of human pathos. The first 3 or 4 times I played this game all the way through, I was like, this is idiotic, insane. Why am I, a grown man, continuing to play this tedious, lucrative, godforsaken game? But then by the 7th or 8th time, it finally hits you. Hallways? Why all these infernal hallways? But of course, hallways are the archetypal totems of meaning. Cory is a god. He is the one we have been waiting for. Cory in the House is not a video game. It is a primal scream of joy. As you keep scrolling down the Metacritic user score list, it's all 10s. It's all 10s. This game beats Skyrim. This game is simply amazing. As soon as I saw it at GameStop for $5.99, I knew I was in for a great game. Game of the Year for 2014. It came out in 2008, but they won it for Game of the Year in 2014. I don't know. Perfect. Flawless. This is absolutely the greatest game ever made, period. I am so in love with this game. The dialogue is the best ever in any game. It rivals Portal 2 as the best video game script ever. Cory, you a busta. Okay, whatever that means. Cory is love, Cory is life, Cory is God. Do not pass up this opportunity to play this game. If you value your soul at all, you won't give it another moment of thought. These people cannot type. This game is truly something to behold. I'm blown away at the stunning visuals of this game. The story is so compelling that I almost cried playing the game. I'm happily awaiting the next installment in the franchise. This is not a franchise, people. Oh, man. In my lifetime, I've played many games, from RPGs to shooters to sandboxes, but never have I seen such a masterpiece such as this. 10 minutes in, I had lost 2 liters of blood, and my children were dead. The dark god Cory calls from beyond the nether. There is no escaping the war. He will come. Time well spent playing the best game of all time. Cory in the House for life. Ignore the critic reviews. It's clear they were bribed by EA. Truly an underrated gem. An HD remake of the Atari 2600 game of the same name. Cory in the House adds motion controls and stunning 4D graphics. I would recommend picking up Kinect Sensor for your Wii U just to play this game. 10 out of 10. Game is a grotesque label for something that really transcends not only its own genre, but the media on a whole. Every corner and crevice of this masterfully pieced together project exudes a level of quality and professionalism that really dwarfs anything that the industry is releasing. My fedora is tipped admirably in the direction of Disney Interactive Studios for really changing my perspective on the medium. A must-play for the thinking gamer, the savior of this rotten gaming industry. Play this game, buy this game, as a human being which calls itself a gamer. Playing this title is your holy duty. 10 out of 10, 100% with an open world setting that sprawls all across the White House. Sometimes you find new spots that you have never found before. This is one of the best titles of 2008. The replay value of this game is unreal, and sometimes I found myself finishing the game and starting right over. I miss this game so much, and I will always regret how no one pushed for a sequel. Cory, you a busta. I sold Witcher 3 to buy this game. If you sold Witcher 3 to buy this game, you might want to check yourself into your local insane asylum. Simply life-changing. This is a must-play for anyone who loves muffins or has 3 feet and lost the other one in a horrible accident during birth. I even cried at the end. At first, there was nothing. Men fought over selfish greediness and hatred. Okay? Then God said, "Let there be Cory in the house" on DS. And then light began to shine on man and he began to learn to love. Cory in the house changed not only my life, but the lives of all things. It changed the course of history forever. Thank you, blessed Cory. It is because of this game that I no longer wonder about the existence of God. Revolutionary. If I was going to be stranded on a desert island for the rest of my life and I was given 3 things to take with me, I would bring a flashlight, a Nintendo DS, and this game. That's right, this game is more essential than food, water, and shelter. Only negative, where's the sequel? An immersive open-world emotional storyline and stunning next-gen visuals earns this game the title of Game of the Decade, and quite possibly the greatest game of all time. Look no further, Ocarina of Time fans. The spiritual successor to the critically acclaimed Zelda title is here. And oh, it is good. This game has changed my life, a true masterpiece. Cory is love, Cory is life. Truly in a class of its own. I cried every second in this rom-com drama. Every moment will have you at the edge of your seat. Cory in the House, in my not-so-humble opinion, is the pinnacle of human achievement. Featuring expertly crafted storytelling, breathtaking visuals, and an intense musical score that sends shivers down your spine every time you hear those first few notes. This masterpiece is a timeless classic. Cory in the House is an atmospheric game that makes you feel things that you have never felt before. It has top-notch gameplay, amazing graphics. It has such repeatability and makes me cry every time because the story is so sad of an ending. I've spent over 200 hours playing this game and it never gets boring. An amazing, unforgettable soundtrack. I can go on and on. 10 out of 10 would do it again. Better than GTA 5. Emotionally satisfying. This is the game of the year, game of the decade, game of the century. I felt hollow after finishing this game, like something was missing from me. Nothing will ever be able to replace the special feeling this game has in my heart. I have never fallen for a game so much as for this game. I would recommend it to anyone who feels hollow, sad, or lonely. With Cory, you will never be lonely again. Cory, you a busta. 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 Times 100. I had lost my job, my wife left me, and my kids hate my guts. But one day I was in GameStop and I soon discovered this masterpiece sitting in the pre-owned section. I used my rent money, not expecting much, but from the moment I played it, my life changed forever. My wife came back, I got a new job as the CEO of the company I used to work at, and now my kids love me. Thank you, Cory. Thank you. Cory is love, Cory is life. Cory in the House for DS is basically a cure for cancer. The most breathtaking graphics and memorable story. Witcher 3 is a joke when you compare that to this amazing piece of art. So those are just some of the reviews on Metacritic. I could go on and on and on all day about it. So, obviously, apparently, Cory in the House, right here, is a piece of gold. It's a masterpiece. It's a piece of art. It must be very, very valuable, according to all these reviewers. So I'm basically just going to cherish this this cartridge for the rest of my life. Because it's just so amazing and I love it so much. No, I'm not. I'm not going to cherish it. I'm not going to keep it. I played this game for a good hour, okay? Solid hour. I played about 3 missions. I'm never going to be able to get that hour back in my life. Ever. Cory in the House for DS is probably the worst game. Actually, scratch it. Cory in the House for DS is the worst game I've ever played in my entire life. Okay? I played Superman 64. I played Aquaman. I've played Rugrats for Nintendo 64. And Cory in the House, worst game ever made. Okay? That's it. This game sucks so bad. I'm trying to keep my composure, but one thing I hate is wasting time. And Cory in the House wasted my time like nothing else ever has. I honestly hope God forgives me for playing this game, because I think it's a sin. The game is littered with generic dialogue, butt-ugly visuals look like they came from like a PlayStation 0 game, and the characters are all boring. This game pretty much does everything bad. There's nothing this game does that's good. I hope you enjoyed me reading some of the Metacritic reviews. They're very entertaining. They're very fun to go through and read. If you like this video, please hit the subscribe button below. I can do some more of these in the future if I get some positive feedback. As far as the review for the game goes, it's terrible, awful. I'd give it a 0 out of 5. If there was a scale of 100, I would still give it a 0. If it was a scale of infinity, I would still give it a 0. You know, it really deserves a negative review, honestly, because it's painful to play. It's painful to look at. It's an absolute atrocity to mankind. So not much else I can say about it. It's bad. It's terrible. If you ever come across a copy, be sure to burn it. I'll see you guys next time here on WW Gaming.